Welcome to One News Day with Kevin Clark. I am Kevin Clark.
Yes. Yep.
Woo. This is called concise writing. Thank you, Eli. They're retiring his number. Fire Gettleman. Giants 2022. That's a lot of messages in one sign, I would say. Could learn a lot from this. Hey, look, it's Zach Wilson. Hey, look, it's another rookie quarterback who isn't very good. So let's take a step backwards here. Here are the records for every rookie quarterback in the NFL this year. Notice they haven't won a game unless they're playing another rookie quarterback. Now, listen, it's the most boring thing in the world to say, well, just don't give everybody patience. But guess what? You need patience. You need patience. If anything, over the past, 75 years of NFL football, 90, any of that has taught us anything, it's that quarterbacks, A, can be failed by their surroundings, and B, do not come out as finished products. The Justin Herberts of the world are the exception, not the rule. The rule is a bunch of guys who are struggling with the speed of the game. Zach Wilson looks like he's struggling with the speed of the game. Mac Jones throwing 3 interceptions. Anytime he throws downfield, can't do it right now. Justin Fields being failed by his coach. I'm calling for total shutdown of judging rookie quarterbacks, of redrafting, of anything. If you're coached by Matt Nagy right now, you should not be judged on anything. Right? Help me through this take. Matt Nagy should be in jail.
I think we can probably start with Matt Nagy shouldn't be the coach of the Chicago Bears.
All right, Mallory Rubin,
Yes.
Ringer, editor-in-chief, Ringer versus Maven.
Oh.
Ravens fan. So you were having a meltdown yesterday. I was a party to that meltdown. We communicated before that. And then Justin Tucker made the longest field goal in history. Take us through that. Lamar, by the way, 4th and 19 conversion. That was nice.
That's right. Let's
then
not lose sight of that. 4th and 19
ignored,
from the Ravens' 16-yard line, Kevin, with no timeouts and only 25 seconds left.
And then the refs ignored a delay of game penalty.
Did they?
They did.
Would we call this a controversy? Or was the real controversy being in position to lose to the Lions in the first place?
There's a lot of controversy, but Justin Tucker erased all of them. Take me through your processing of that kick.
Euphoria, sheer euphoria. 66-yard game-winning field goal. NFL history. His prior high had been the 61-yarder. Yep. Also a game winner. Also in Detroit. I think one of my favorite things about this was Tuck saying after the game, I love Detroit. I'm going to buy a place here. That has to feel great for Lions fans.
That can't be hard.
So much of kicking, especially at the historic all-time GOAT level that Tucker kicks at, is about consistent routine and approach and mechanics, but he altered it, right? And he's talked about how for the pursuit of this long attempt, you need just sheer power. So the couple extra steps back, the little crow hop, approaching it as he discussed after the game, more like a kickoff. And he had just enough, Kev, just enough. Hit the crossbar, bounced over, a positive doink.
A positive doink.
A positive doink.
I want to switch gears here for a second. Help me through this take. Matt Nagy should be in jail.
I think we can probably start with Matt Nagy shouldn't be the coach of the Chicago Bears.
Baby steps?
It's terrible. The Bears netted 47 total yards in that loss to Cleveland in week 3. 47. In case you didn't hear me, I'm going to repeat it.
Yards.
Justin Fields was sacked 9 times.
Yeah. 9 times.
Completed 6 passes. Can you fact check me on this? Does it fall into the not what you want category if your quarterback has more sacks than completed passes? I put this all in the coaching staff, to be clear, not on Fields.
I ran some tests. It's not what you want.
Definitively not what you want.
The thing that upsets me is that Matt Nagy was right about Justin Fields not being ready because he was going to be coached by Matt Nagy.
Do you think that this is in any way akin to, when you're a kid and you take a test at school and you go home and you say, boy, I'm worried. I think I failed that. And it's because you want to set the expectation floor quite low. And that way, if things go poorly, everyone's prepared, right? There's no letdown. And if things go well, then all you can do is positively surprise and excite people with the outcome.
I'm going to stop you right there. I never had a moment where I thought I was going to fail a test as an expectation kind of marker. I just failed the test.
Okay.
And I just kept it moving. I barely graduated from high school. I'm barely literate.
Really? Because you always talk about how many books you've read. Do you think somebody should read Matt Nagy a new playbook?
Could he get the playbook on Audible? Like, could he get an audiobook of his playbook? How many plays does Matt Nagy have? Well, Audible, people would have thought maybe it's like a pun.
Yeah, instead of an audiobook platform.
I wasn't trying to make a pun. I would never make a pun.
You hate puns and you hate bits and you hate lightweight jackets and you hate oversized wristwatches. That's what everyone says about you all the time.
So the Chiefs are 1-2. I actually talked to someone who works for the Chiefs last night. That's my job, to talk to people. There was so little panic in them, and I was like, oh, I get this. This is like what you get to do when you have Patrick Mahomes. And they were kind of like, you know what? We're basically a fumble away and a fourth down away from, against Baltimore, from being 2-1, and we're totally fine. Are you worried about Patrick Mahomes?
I think that you could just as easily say, well, Cleveland was really giving Kansas City everything it could handle in week 1, and they could just as easily be 0-3. So you could look at it that way. All that said, no, I am not worried about Mahomes. I think it would take quite a bit, probably many seasons worth of difficult outcomes to in any way worry about Mahomes. Maybe a little bit worried about the defense. PFF's last ranked defense in the league currently, rocking that 47.1, Kev, that grade. It's not what you want.
I think them getting tested in a way they haven't before, like, I actually think vulnerability is a good thing for them. I think that now they understand what they need to do. They needed a little bit of wounding. It's a good thing. It's not time to panic. It's time to celebrate in Kansas City. That's my first take, Chiron. Why have I never been invited on Ringerverse?
I think because, and I say this with really like undying affection for you, you don't know anything about the things we talk about on Ringerverse. Do you watch Loki?
I watched one episode.
Which episode?
The first one.
And then you did not continue.
I was busy. I just feel like you could have invited me on the Ringerverse to just tell that anecdote that I just gave you, which is that I watched one episode, didn't really think much of it, and then get busy with other stuff. I mean, that's one electric episode, I think. Here's a horoscope. You're a Virgo. Some unpleasant monetary surprises may lurk in the dark corners of your wallet. In order to avoid any shocks, try to go through your accounts and spending habits to ensure that everything is on the up and up. Change your approach right now to get the benefits you want in the long term. The results could be worth it in a big way. Mal, this is a bit alarming.
That was concerning, and I have to ask if you coordinated with Adam in advance, and this is about how often I'm using DoorDash.
Let's get Matt Nagy's horoscope. He's a Taurus. Here we go. Oh my God. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. Your work life will be a little confusing for the next couple of weeks. Coworkers or clients may even throw some wrenches in your plans just when you thought everything was already taken care of. Check your work multiple times before submitting anything. Give everyone grace for error, including yourself. The problem here
is that he's given himself too much grace for error.
The wrenches that are being thrown in are he himself is throwing the wrenches. He has a bag of wrenches and he's throwing Nick Foles and Andy Dalton at himself. Mallory, give me a Club Kevin.
I mean, obviously it should be Justin Tucker. I think we can agree on that. But what if we do something Tucker adjacent? I would nominate Sam Cook, Ravens punter, and the holder on the kick, because as Justin Tucker himself shared, Sam Cook's feedback on the, again, NFL record 66-yard field goal was, hey, way to do your job.
Sam Cook, welcome to Club Kevin. So when am I coming on Ringerverse?
How about this? When Matt Nagy successfully crafts a game script that allows him to showcase his franchise quarterback skills, and Justin Fields has an exceptional game, and nobody is making fun of the Chicago Bears, and Chicago Bears fans are not in a state of absolute existential dread about the future of their franchise, then you can win Ringerverse.
So soon.
I was thinking never, but yeah, let's go with soon.
Either way.
Let's go with soon.
Thank you, Mallory.
Thanks, Kev.